Hey guys, welcome back to the Independent Investor Channel. My name is Ryan, coming to you from the Big Apple, New York City, New York. It's so good to be with you again. What do you expect to get out of this particular channel? If you watch this, what type of expectations could you have? On the Independent Investor Channel, we talk about empowering individuals through investing within the correct account and providing some investing ideas about what particular assets can be placed in those particular accounts based on your own income, ability to invest, risk tolerance, things of that nature. So, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's extremely important that you're notified on any future videos that I'm going to come out with. Certainly share the link with anybody that you know that can benefit from this financial information. Hit the thumbs up at the bottom of the page. And so this particular video is really just about channel expectations, okay? What you could expect to get from tuning in to 10 or 15 minutes of a financial piece every day, every other day, something like that, all right? So just to start, I've got some expectations for myself, all right? And the first thing is to push out information, all right? Not only to provide the information from my perspective, but also to kind of teach you guys about how to find some of the information on your own. Now, keep in mind, I've got, over 20 years of experience in the market, and a lot of the information I provide to you guys is really based on my own investment experiences, what I've experienced in the past, some of the mistakes that I've made. Certainly, but to push out information, and not just to push out information with the sole intent of just, putting stuff out there. We really need to understand the impact of that information. So, for example, when I offer a piece of information, I have the responsibility of acknowledging that you're going to take that information and actually act upon it, okay? A lot of different channels online, a lot of different material out there, is just really pushing out information, and it's pushing it out there quickly. And I find a lot of the time is, people, are acting upon that particular information that's being pushed out there. And I think we have a responsibility to understand that if you're going to act upon that information, to make sure that it's going to be not put you in a situation that you're stuck in a tax situation, for example, or you don't have the capability to wealth preserve going forward, right? And you're getting the maximum benefit out of that information that's being pushed out there, okay? The second thing is relevance, all right? You have to make sure that the information is accurate, it's new, it's usable information, right? I tend to speak specifically to a lot of beginning investors who are just looking to get started in the market, and to make sure that I'm providing information for those folks that they can actually take and deploy in their own financial futures. It's odd because when you're first starting out in investing, you may be going through a lot in your particular life about getting an education, or you're starting a family or starting a career, all right, and you're about as less informed as you need to be during that particular time because there's so much in the air. Um, and, and it's important to really kind of take a step back and really kind of question whether or not the information that you're getting online is relevant. And what I mean by that is, if you took a particular piece of advice about a particular account that I would recommend, or a particular stock position, or a particular ETF position, you really need to question, what that's going to mean for you. Okay, what are you going to get out of that particular asset? And I think we have a certain responsibility to our viewing audience to make sure that if we're pushing something out there, that you're not just going out and starting the first account that you come across, and you're buying a Facebook or an Amazon at the expense of diversification and some of the fundamental approaches to investing. All right, so have to be very responsible with the information that we put out there. All right. And the last particular point, the responsibility that I have, and really a niche that I'm looking to exploit within the financial industry, is talking about investing on the independent side of the house. Okay, that's why I speak so highly about the self-managed Roth IRA, because quite frankly, I'm the only one online talking about it, guys, and I'm going to continue to beat that drum. Because if more investors understood the tax protection that you get within that account, if more investors understood the wealth preservation benefits that you enjoy within that account, I think we could start to build a community of folks that really understand and start to enjoy some of those benefits in building a sound portfolio going forward. Um, it's something that I do in my personal life, and it's something that I put out there, and I actually expect that, when we talk about empowering one investor at a time, this is really the root of the independent investor channel as a whole, is trying to create these independent investors out there, that are building these accounts and keeping 100% of the profit where it belongs. And that's with hard-working people who are investing those hard-earned dollars into those accounts. And it allows you to keep 100% of the profit, as opposed to using traditional means and giving away half of your profits to financial institutions, guys. So that's really the niche on this program. And quite honestly, until I start to hear other folks kind of picking up on some of these topics, they can continue to ignore it. This is a fairly new topic. You're not going to stumble across this idea by nature of research. I was referred to Independent Investor Channel. I was referred to the self-managed Roth IRA account. And that's all I'm trying to do, is provide that referral for you guys to get started early as you can in your life, guys, because if we can start early and we can avoid or minimize some of the mistakes we make in the investment world, it's going to make an insurmountable amount of difference later on in life, guys, if I can get you started earlier on. All right? Some of the expectations that I have from you guys as a viewing audience: number one is be open. You're going to hear some terms that you may never hear before or have never heard before. All right? I talk about the self-managed Roth IRA so much in every one of my deliveries, because I'm steadfast in my belief that if you are a beginning investor as a single person with $0 to $5,500 to invest, or as a married couple, $11,000 to invest, that you don't need to be looking anywhere else, right? This is your primary avenue with regard to what account to start, and then we start to talk about becoming a passive investor within that particular account, all right? But you have to be open to new ideas, guys. So often I find, viewers think that they hear something, or they hear a certain idea about investing, and they use those as excuses not to invest. And if you're tuning into this channel and you're brand new to investing, guys, give it a chance. Give yourself a chance, okay? Give yourself a chance to hear the information. Hearing the information, it costs you nothing, giving the information a chance costs you nothing, and to start to question what it could mean if you started to employ some of these ideas in your guys' financial portfolios, okay? The second thing is to be critical of the information, all right? Now, that not only applies to the independent investor channel, but that applies to any of the information out there. Guys, I spend some time reviewing other websites out there offering financial information for the sheer purpose of just becoming a better investor. And I think there's some really good information out there if you just pay attention and take from those different presentations something that could particularly apply to your lives. And I expect that level of criticism for me and any other channel. I find that so often, people are so hungry to get started in investing, as they want to believe the information, And they want to believe so much that they take the information and frivolously act upon that information that they're being delivered online. And that's one of the worst mistakes you can make, guys, because you end up rushing into a brokerage account and then you start creating taxable events for yourself. You end up taking maybe a capital loss right away because you haven't diversified your portfolio. You've subject yourself to single stock risk, and you take a reduction of 20%. You panic and you're out. All right? So be deliberate with your processes. Be deliberate with acting upon the information that you hear online. Don't be afraid to act upon the information, okay? But certainly be critical of the information that's delivered online. The last thing that I would ask with regard to, my particular viewing audience and especially my subscribers, is to identify out there anybody that you think can benefit from the information. All right, there is so many people out there that are in need of this information, guys. And again, I'm putting this information out there and talking about the self-managed Roth IRA account because it's a cutting edge program. It's new. Financial planners are scrambling to offer this product, guys. And once the word gets out and more people have access to this information and they start to act upon this information, then we can really start to realize the goals on this channel, and that's to start a community of investors that have been empowered and they're managing their own financial lives, not because of what they heard or what they think they know about traditional investing methods, but what they know about new methods that have come out, guys. So I would only ask that your support in sharing this with friends or family out there. If you're a young person in your 20s, or if you're in your 50s and 60s and you're preparing for retirement, guys, information is relevant to you too, guys. And if you start thinking about leaving a legacy to your children or your grandchildren, we talk all the time about high schools nowadays not offering financial education to people, and it's really a disservice to our young folks. And this is some of the most critical information that can be put out there with regard to people's benefits and realizing some of those benefits, because guys, if you end up starting in these correct accounts, these self-managed accounts, and putting some of these investment vehicles to work, guys, the sky's the limit for you going forward. All right, so guys, I hope you enjoy some of the channel expectations. If you haven't tuned in to any of my videos, please subscribe to the channel. Go back and check out some of my previous presentations. I hold myself at a very high standard with regard to the information that I put out there. Another thing that you can kind of do along the share lines is to kick me back some of the comments that you have. If you kick my way your age, and your investment risk tolerance and the amount that you want to invest, put those particulars down in the comments so others can enjoy how I respond to those, because it's really my strong suit, honestly, because I believe I can build a financial portfolio for anybody, as long as I have an idea of those three specifics. All right, so share those with me down in the comments section, and I'll kick you back a financial plan, right, in the context of the independent investor investing within the self-managed Roth IRA account. All right, so guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, hit the subscribe and the thumbs up button at the bottom. Share this with anybody that you know out there so we can start to build a community of independent investors out there. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and good luck in your investment futures.